Lambo like a Chevy on some rich nigga shit. You can't talk to my girl, she a rich nigga bitch. Told the teacher I was gonna be on the rich nigga lit. Told you black ass nigga, $250,000 on his wrist.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a KFC famous bowl remake. And yeah, I wanted to make this recipe for a while, but I haven't, and I've been putting it off, but now I'm finally doing it. And as you know, every time I do a new recipe, there's the ingredients in the description box. So yeah, go ahead and check that out in the description at the end of the video. Now, if you're a new subscriber, hey, how you doing? Stay a while and subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey, and thank you for the support. So we're going to go ahead and get into this video. So here, I'm just starting off by washing all my potatoes. And after I wash them, I'm going to peel them all the way off. Now, usually when I make mashed potatoes, I do not peel them. But, when you go to KFC, it's all white, fluffy, and creamy mashed potatoes. So I just want to go ahead and remove that skin. You don't have to if you want to, but I just did it for this dish. Because like I said, I don't do it all the time. But I just did it for this dish. Here we're just about done peeling those potatoes, and when you're done peeling those potatoes, you want to go ahead and cover it with some water completely. You want the potatoes completely covered. And I went ahead and put them on the stove. I did this first because I didn't want to have to be waiting on no mashed potatoes. So yeah, I put it on like about a medium low heat in the beginning because I still had a long process, but I just want to make sure that they'll be done in time. So yeah, I went ahead and put them on the stove, and I drizzled some salt over them. Right, so I used 2 packs of tenderloins. I felt like that would be easier since I'm already having to cut them up and all that instead of using breast. You can use chicken breast if you want to, but I just felt like it would be easier with that. So when I finish cleaning the chicken, I'll be back. Into this breading, you're going to take about 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of cornstarch, and 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Now I also sprinkled in some seasoning salt and some paprika, some onion and garlic powder. So normally when I fry chicken, I usually set in about buttermilk and hot sauce and some seasoning salt, and I let that marinate for up to 4 to 8 hours or overnight. But this time I completely forgot to. I fell asleep, and as you can see later in the video, it's completely optional because mine still came out perfectly fine. But if you do decide to do that, I do not recommend you do it for more than 4 hours because your chicken will turn out to taste like buttermilk. So if you decide to do that, I will put the measurements for that in the description box. But please, you do not want to overdo it with the buttermilk because you will be eating some buttermilk flavored chicken, okay? No matter how much seasoning you put on it. Now that we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and cut up our chicken tenderloins. Now you can do it as big or as small as you want it to, but I just want to make sure that they weren't too big because I want them to be a nice bite size. But I didn't want to do it too small. Like, no, who wants to eat little crumbs? It's gonna taste like little crumbs of chicken. I didn't want that. Right now we finna season some chicken. I already went in with the black pepper, but you know I forgot to show y'all, so I had to sprinkle a little on. But yeah, y'all know that I use the same seasons all the time, and they will be in the description box for you guys to see. But yeah, season as much as you desire. All right, something that I didn't put on camera last time I fried some chicken, I always go over with some mustard and 1 egg in my chicken mixture all the time whenever I'm frying chicken. Thank me later. I think this is optional. You know, you don't have to do this part, but I just decided to because I always do it when I fry chicken. But yeah, you'll see how crispy it comes. All right, so let's move some of that chicken into that flour mixture. You want to go ahead and put it in there. I don't recommend you doing too much at a time because you want to make sure that the chicken does not stick together, because once it sticks together, it's going to be kind of hard to tell with it covered in flour where it separates. And if you just drop it into that oil, yeah, it's going to make one big old piece of chicken. Not one big old, but you know what I mean. So while this is going, you want to go ahead and preheat your oil to about 350 degrees. And make sure you test your oil before you start frying. And make sure you do not overcrowd your pan. All right, with these being little popcorn chickens, it's not going to take long to fry at all, okay? So I do not recommend you step away for a little while, because just as easy you put them in, that's how fast they're going to be done. So I want to say these took about 3 to 5 minutes. 5 minutes is kind of pushing it. I don't know. Probably about 3 to 5 minutes to cook, but you'll know that they're done when they start to rise to the top. I just want to go ahead and take a well-needed moment to recognize how crispy that chicken looks, okay? Now, it's not burnt, okay? That's just from the oil. I had used this oil, I want to say, two, 3 times already. But, yeah, I used this oil to fry some chicken the other day. So, yeah, the chicken is not burnt, okay? Don't play with me. And like I said before in the video, I do not recommend that you step away from your popcorn chicken, because they can easily burn. But if you think you can manage to watch the chicken and start on your mashed potatoes, you can. Now, I added about, I want to say, 1/3 a cup of warm heavy whipping cream and 3 tablespoons of salted butter to my pot. And you want to go ahead and mash those up really, really good. Now, to the left of the screen, I did not record me putting the corn in, but it was just 2 cans of corn, and I put in, I want to see, 3 tablespoons of butter and some black pepper. Doing your salt and pepper, start off small, okay? Like, build the taste up, because you don't want to go in too hard and then it either be too salty. You know, you want to make sure you got the right amount of seasoning. So just start off with a small amount, and as you gradually mash the potatoes and it start to get where you want it to be, go ahead and taste it and see if you need more seasoning. right, so now let's get into this gravy. I took about 4.5 tablespoons of that frying oil, and then I took 4 tablespoons of flour. And you want to go ahead and let that cook together for about 3 minutes, I want to say. And I put that on low heat because you don't want it to burn. And then after that, you're going to go ahead and mix in that chicken broth, okay? The chicken broth measurement will be in the description box because I forgot off the top of my head. But yeah, go ahead and mix that in. You want to make sure there's literally no lumps at all, no lumps from the flour. And once you get that all the way in, I sprinkled in some seasoning salt for taste. And you could taste and see how much you need once from there. And then you can put in some browning sauce. Now the browning sauce was completely optional. It's not sauce. I don't know why I keep calling it sauce. But when you put in your browning, it's completely optional. I just know when I think of the gravy, I think of brown gravy. So, yeah, you don't have to put in the browning sauce, but I wanted to. We are done. For those that always tune into my channel, I want to thank you so much for the encouraging words, the likes, the views, whatever. But if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I have more content coming up. I know this week was kind of slow, but I'm traveling right now. So yeah, I have some nice food ideas for next week. So I really hope you guys tune in for that. And once your mashed potatoes is done and to the consistency that you're like, you can go ahead and start plating. So yeah, once again, share this with a friend, comment, like, and all that. I'll see you guys next week.